Welcome to the Thriving Therapreneur podcast, the show for ambitious therapists who are ready to unapologetically make more money, scale their impact, and build their dream coaching business. I'm Carly Hill, therapist turned coach turned CEO of a 7-figure online business. I created the Thriving Therapreneur podcast because I'm obsessed with helping big-hearted therapists outgrow the office and build successful and sustainable online businesses. So if you are wondering how you can continue to make an impact without sacrificing the life you love, welcome, Therapreneur. This is exactly the place for you. Think of it like the business school we never had. I am so excited to dive in with you. Let's get started. Hello, friends. I thought it would be fun if I recorded an episode today to give you a backstage pass behind the scenes on what's going on in my life, what's going on in business, what support do I have, what teams do I have. I often get asked how many hours a week I work, like what does my daily routine look like? So that's what I'm going to reveal today in this mini episode. It's Saturday right now. My husband's coughing per usual, and I was just doing stuff around the house. I was actually listening to a podcast on someone else's behind the scenes backstage pass, if you will. And I was like, wow, this is a great idea for my listeners. So I just paused and popped on here. I'm having a lovely, productive Saturday. I went and got my nails done. I got a facial yesterday, and I worked out all week, which has been amazing because I have been nonstop traveling. I just calculated like I was gone 5 weekends in a row, which is insane. I feel like I was just coming home to unpack my suitcase, do laundry, and pack it again. But it's all really good, fun stuff. I mean, family stuff. My grandparents just turned 90 and we surprised them. It was the cutest thing ever. And they're at a assisted living place, and we did like a brunch with them, with the whole family, and then they went and napped, and then we met up again at their place, and all of their friends stopped by, and it was just the cutest thing. I love old people. So I was doing that, friend wedding obligations. I was in the Bahamas. I'll be heading to the Bahamas here in 2 weeks. Also, definitely summertime Bahama vibes. There's just nowhere like it. Like, you know how you have your soul place? Like, my mom's soul place is like the mountains, and I'm like, when I am in crystal clear blue water and my toes are in the white sand beaches, or I'm just like snorkeling and I'm looking at all of the fish, I just feel so alive. Like, it just really rejuvenates my soul, and I come back so refreshed in my business. So I'll be making some trips to the Bahamas. That's kind of what's going on in my life. Also, we are very patiently, I am learning patience so much with our house. So we're patiently awaiting our house to be done. We're completely remodeling. So we bought a house in Jupiter, Florida. It is going to be my absolute dream home. I mean, we're on like a dirt road. It's an equestrian community. The neighborhood park has baseball fields, and then they also have like an equestrian ring. And my husband and I are driving around, and I was like, oh my gosh, like our little boy could play baseball and our girl could ride horses. I just feel so at home. We have a pond in the backyard. And P.S., I don't have any kids yet. You probably know that if you follow me, but I'm definitely going to be coming into my mom era in the next few years. So just manifesting all of that. But yeah, we have a pond in the backyard. There's like a bait shop close by, and I go and get some worms, and we catch bass and brim, and it's just so fun. I cannot wait to be there, but we don't even have any freaking walls yet. So our windows are in a warehouse. We did pick out like all of our tile and plumbing. Holy shit, so much goes into this process. Like, our plumbing appointment was 5 hours. Like, picking out like, what do you want your sink to look like? Do you want it to be curved? Do you want it to be square or like this? I'm like, oh my gosh, decision fatigue. But that's really, really exciting. At this point, I'm just hoping that we can get into the house before 2025. Like, if I could be in the house for the holidays, that would be incredible. So stay tuned on that journey. With business, there is always so many exciting things happening. I just literally always have something up my sleeve, like can't stop, won't stop. I feel like I am just toe in the water in my entrepreneurial journey. And I just always have a constant list of ideas. There's so much that I want to bring to you. So one, I always value your feedback, and whatever you're needing help with, I've walked through that process. So I'm constantly asking you guys, like, what is the area that you need most help with, and leading with service. Hey everyone, let's take a quick break from today's episode. I've got something special for you. If you're feeling stuck in your therapy practice, limited by the hours you can work and the income you can earn, our upcoming 5-day Therapist to Coach Transformation Challenge is designed to help you plan out your signature coaching program and fill it up, which in turn is going to help you make more money and buy back your freedom. In just 5 days, we're going to take you from feeling overwhelmed by the business side of adding coaching to confidently planning and launching your very own coaching services. Sign up now by clicking the link in the show notes. Don't miss out on this opportunity to transform your practice and your life. All right, let's get back to the episode. If you haven't read my book, The Therapreneur Book, you most definitely should read that. When I was editing it, I was like, I can't even read this anymore. But I was like, damn, like this is good. Like this is so full of gold. So if you are interested in starting the coaching journey, but you have no idea where to start, you just want to conceptualize what this could look like for you, it is a jam-packed book. I mean, I go over protecting your license, figuring out your niche. I go over how to create a marketing plan, money mindset, sales, you name it. So definitely pick up the Therapreneur Book. I just checked, I think it was like last week, I just checked. I sold almost 4,000 books, which is absolutely insane that 4,000 of you across the globe are reading what I poured my heart and soul into. Oh gosh, it took me 6 months, but I was up late on weekends. I was like, nope, I can't. I got to write my book. I always had like a candle or my LaCroix or wine next to me as I was writing it. It was a process, but it was so incredibly rewarding, especially when it came in the mail. I like ran to the mailbox like a little kid on Christmas morning. And I now have a book writing program for therapists. It only opens twice a year because it's a 6-month program, but I walk you through the whole entire process. I have a whole entire team of book coaches and editors and proofreaders and graphic designers, and you too could hold your book in your hands in 6 months if you desire to do so. So you can always look on my social media for updates about that. What else is going on in the business? Well, obviously, I launched this podcast not too long ago, which is incredibly exciting. I am so thankful for all of you being here. You guys are just like showing up. I was not expecting this podcast to take off the way it did, but I am just so happy and honored that you guys are tuning in every single week to listen to everything that I have to share. You guys are messaging me on Instagram and giving me ideas of what you would like to hear on the podcast. So I know you could be so many other places listening to so many other things. And truly from the bottom of my heart, I am so thankful that you are riding along this journey with me. It is such a parallel process. And I'm doing the damn thing myself. I started from zero a few years ago and been able to scale my business to 6-figure months every single month for the past year. I've been making 6-figure months. So what does my team look like? Like, what is the inside scoop, backstage pass into my business? I have a sales team. So my sales team is a team of 5, and I love them dearly. They're all commission based. We're such a family unit. I feel like we meet every single week and we talk about how conversations are going, and they tell me common threads that you guys are, speaking about with them. And I even make content based off of that. So we're really listening, although it's not me always in my DMs and speaking to you guys. Although I am there and I do hang out, my team is relaying all of the messages to me to continue to help you and again, lead with service. So I have my sales team. They're all commission based, like I said, anywhere from 5 to 10%, depending on their role. And they're managing my inbox. They're managing all of my DMs and emails, and also taking consult calls. So when you guys book a strategy call to learn more about the Therapist to Coach Accelerator program or my higher level mentorship or any of my offers, you're getting my wing women. They've been with me for years. They know everything I offer inside and out. They have talked to hundreds and hundreds of therapists at this point. So it is just so cool. And I'm so thankful to have them. I also have an ads manager. So I work with an ads team. I love running paid advertising. It's really a way to have a sustainable business and get booked calls and Stripe notifications in my sleep. So they're getting me a great return on ad spend. Love my ads team. And I have a marketing manager. So this was a newer hire that I actually made in 2024. I probably should have done this sooner. I was basically I was the marketing manager. I was running the whole entire show by myself. But when you get to the point where you're scaling and you're scaling and you're scaling, you need second and third and fourth brains. I needed to duplicate myself. I needed someone to help me with the day-to-day operations of marketing. And so this was a team member that I had actually already been working with, and she coaches my clients actually. So I was working with her kind of one-off and consulting. She is such a wizard when it comes to all things automations, technology. I mean, it looks like we have a massive, massive team just because of all of the automations that she is working through. And this is the beauty of automations. Like, it could look like you have a team of 10 when maybe you only have a team of 2. So she does all of the automations, organizing my team and communications, overseeing launch projects, and really the day in and day out of all things marketing. So very thankful for her. And let's see, who else is on my team? Of course, I have a virtual assistant. Lynn is just my right hand. Oh my gosh, I send her so many emails and I'm like, new project for you, new project, new project. And she is just on top of it. All of my clients actually use her too. I told Lynn, I was like, I'm afraid I'm going to give you so much business that you're not going to have time for me. And she's like, Carly, you're always going to be my first priority. Oh gosh, it's the sweetest thing. Like she's in the Philippines and she was actually able to quit her corporate job, and her sister are running her virtual assistant business because of all of the business that I have given to her. And now she has even a team underneath of her. So Lynn, love you. And my clients love you too. They just rant and rave. So if you ever need a virtual assistant, let me know. I will send you to Lynn, and she's $10 an hour, which is so freaking awesome. I also have a website and a funnel builder. He's great. He actually works for all of my clients too. So this is the thing. When you're in my world, like, I give you access to everyone that is on my team as well. Like, I am here to share the love. So my marketing manager, she runs a call once a week for my higher level clients and helps them with all of their operations and automations and funnels and tech setup. My ads manager, she also runs a call for my higher level clients once a week. And I have a mindset coach who runs a call. I have a copywriting coach who runs a call. I have a sales coach who runs a call. Like, you are not just getting me when you come to work inside the Therapist to Coach Accelerator or my higher level programs. You are getting a slew of teams. If you need a virtual assistant, you use mine. You need a funnel builder, you use mine. You need a graphic designer, you use mine. So that's another person I have as a graphic designer. I have my virtual assistant create, like basic kind of like Canva templates for me or lead magnets. But if I need something higher level, like for example, my book cover or my podcast cover, I'm going to have my professional graphic designer do that for me. And she has a package. All of my clients use her if they need a branding kit. It's like $350, and she does their logo, their social media templates, their colors, their fonts. And she's an artist. She actually draws everything herself. Like, she's not just like pulling stuff from Canva. So she kind of has like a shoot the shit conversation with you, gets to know you. She's also hilarious, like probably the funniest person. I've never laughed more reading emails from a person than from you, Candice. So love you. I also have a social media team. So they do all of my graphics for my social media and they post it across all platforms for me. But I am the copywriter in my business. That is something that I've never handed over. I write every single caption. I write every single thing that goes on my website or any of my sales pages. Like I am the copywriter. And I've actually tried to have like a social media team write my captions. And it probably lasted like 3 days because I was like, wow, like this is horrible. It just wasn't my voice. And I think it's so incredibly important to stay authentic. Your people care about what you have to say. So posting for consistency or fluff or having AI or ChatGPT or a virtual assistant write your captions, like it's a no for me. And you could have a professional copywriter do this for you, but I think there's something so important about speaking in your own brand voice and putting that energy in. Like your clients will see through it if it's not you. That's just all I have to say. So I write all of my captions, but I do not do well with Canva. I actually love Canva, but I'll go down what I call a Canva rabbit hole and I'll like move a circle around or change the colors for like an hour and I'll look at the clock and I'm like, what the heck did I just spend my time on? It's just not a good use of time for me to be inside of Canva creating images, or even when I had templates, like I would just want to change the templates. I just outsource that and have a social media team do that. And my clients also use the social media team as well. And she's like $347 a month. I have gotten quotes from social media managers in the States for anywhere from like $1,000 to like $2,000 a month. I kid you not. It's just not necessary. It's really, really not. So they go above and beyond. I mean, they've done even some extra like lead generation for me. Basically, anything you want them to do when it comes to social media, they could do. So you can customize a package. Same thing with your virtual assistant. I get asked this a lot, like, well, what can a virtual assistant do for you? And I had another episode on like the smartest hires that you should make when you're first starting out in your coaching business. And I talked about a virtual assistant and I talked about a setter. So definitely go back and revisit that episode if you haven't listened to it already, because I go over different things a virtual assistant could do. But on a high level, in a nutshell, they can do anything you want them to do that you're spending time on that is tedious to you. You should be passing that off to them, and you should be spending your time driving revenue in your business and let them handle the little admin tedious stuff. So virtual assistant, sales team, success coaches. So like I said, I have a copywriting coach, I have a mindset coach, I have a sales coach, I have a tech coach, I have an ads coach. These are all coaches that coach my clients. So some of them are on my team as well and work full time in-house in my business. But in addition, they're also running coaching calls and helping my clients. When you come inside the Therapist to Coach Accelerator, you get assigned a client success coach, your own personal coach that you can meet with one-to-one, you can meet with weekly, in addition to going to the group coaching calls. I mean, they're a support every single day of the week. So they're part of my team as well and supporting my clients. And I communicate with my team via Slack. So most of the time we are just voice memoing each other and keeping each other up to date, what's going on. We have different threads for everything. So like my sales team has a thread, my client success coaches have a thread, we have end of day reports, and we just kind of keep it all really organized. I now have a podcast team as well. So I have a podcast editor and somebody who helps me with my show notes. So the team is constantly growing and scaling, which is wonderful. Like I love feeling supported. And I know it can be daunting to people sometimes. Like, I don't want to grow that big, Carly. Like, I don't want to have that big of a team. And you don't have to. One of my clients, she's making $30K months. It's literally her and her assistant. So you can be a solopreneur as long as you want to be, and you just hire as it makes sense for you. You don't have to have this massive team like I have. But I love having a team. I love delegating. It's one of my favorite things to do. There's no better feeling than giving someone else a task while I go to the gym, or somebody else or like a whole team of people is working on something for me while I'm on vacation. I mean, this is how I quantum leap. I'm delegating so that I can continue rising. If someone else can do it and it's not me, I'm going to have someone else do it. So definitely do not be afraid to delegate. But there is an order of operations when it comes to hiring, which is why I had that other episode on the smartest hires that you can make, because I think that some people prematurely hire out for some of these positions when they don't have the revenue to, or the profit margins to pay these team members. All right. So moving on to my weekly work week, my day-to-day routine. Some of you may actually be surprised that I don't have a morning routine. I don't have like a daily routine. I don't time batch things. I just don't. It's never worked for me. So different days call for different things, really. Some days I work 0 hours and I'll just completely block off my day. Monday and Friday are usually those days that I completely block off so I can have really long weekends. Sometimes I work on weekends. Sometimes I am completely checked out. Sometimes I'll have like a 10, 12-hour day because I'm working on projects, but I signed myself up for that. Some days I'll work like 2 hours. That will be it. I'll do a coaching call with my clients and I'll answer some emails and that'll be it. So on average, I'm probably working around 25 hours a week, give or take. Again, sometimes like the 4th of July week, I didn't work at all, blocked off the whole entire week. I'm in my era of wanting to work and I'm okay with that. If I wanted to work 10 hours and make the same amount of money, I absolutely could. But I enjoy what I do so much and I constantly have ideas. For example, it's a Saturday right now and I just felt so inspired to come on here and speak to you guys to show you the backstage pass of my life. Like, this business is my baby. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I love you guys. I love this work. Like, it is my calling. So there will be an era of my life where I'm not going to be as hands-on and involved. And for that, I'm thankful that I can be now, and I'm setting myself up for that success. So yes, right now I may work more hours, but with the business model I have, where I have recorded course, I have a sales team, I have group coaching calls, I have funnels, and I have ads, and I get booked calls on autopilot, and I have automations that just run, and I get Stripe notifications all day, every day. I'm set up. And that was always my dream too, to be set up before I moved into this next era of my life. And I busted my ass to do so for the past couple years, but it was so incredibly worth it. So I am in an interesting era. Most of my clients come to me like they're moms, like they can't afford to be working this much. And so they will ask me like, how many hours are you working a day, trying to compare it to themselves? And you can't do that because I'm working a lot because I want to work a lot. But if I didn't want to, I wouldn't have to. All I have to do weekly is I run 2 group coaching calls inside the Therapist to Coach Accelerator. And then I run 1 group coaching call in my advanced program, the Therapreneur. That's it. I run 3 group coaching calls a week. That's what I have to show up for. Other things that I do end up showing up for is recording podcasts like this, doing video testimonials with clients, doing brand collaborations and having like Zoom meetings with people and making connections, or managing my own team. So I meet with my client success coaches weekly. I meet with my sales team weekly. So really working on my business, not in my business. Also time to work on creative projects. So I have definitely been pondering writing another book. I have been pondering and daydreaming about doing a retreat. For those who don't know, I do put on local events in South Florida for therapists. I call it Therapists Unite. So you can find us on Instagram at Therapists Unite. And I've been asked time and time again to put these on in a grander, larger scale. My clients have asked me to do so. Like, everybody craves community and they want to get together. And I can just see it so clearly. A room full of badass therapists or conscious entrepreneurs or healers, meeting each other, sharing stories, beating burnout, giving hugs, it leading to your next synchronicity, having a healing and breathwork component where we're releasing, having an educational component where we're talking about money and marketing and sales and mindset. Maybe we have sunsets and we drink wine and we have charcuterie boards and we walk on the beach and we have our toes in the sand barefoot. Like these are the visions and the projects that I spend my time. So when I'm quote unquote working, it's like this type of stuff, which is again why I love it so much. So there you have it, my friends. I think this episode went a little bit longer than I actually thought it would be. So I hope you enjoyed the inside scoop into my life, my business, what's going on. Always feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I am so here to support you. I'm personable. I don't bite. I love meeting you guys. So yes, I have a team and they're having conversations, but if you ever want a direct line to me, I am here to listen to you, to support you, to cheer you on. I am your biggest cheerleader, whether you know it or not. And I know how possible freedom is for you as a therapist. There's so many different ways to achieve it. And it doesn't have to just be coaching. You can do so much. Coaching is one of my favorite avenues, which is exactly why I teach it and implement it in my own business and life. But I just want you to know that you can do so much. My love is with you. I'm supporting you. I am cheering you on. You got this. Until next time. Thank you so much for listening to the Thriving Therapreneur podcast. I hope that this episode has inspired you to reduce burnout, work smarter, and see the freedom potential you have as a therapist. We would love to have you inside the Therapist to Coach Accelerator Facebook group, where we have live trainings and cheat sheets on all things marketing, sales, and adding coaching ethically and legally. I am here cheering you on, and I'll see you around.